Hello, this is CJ here with my November 2015 manga pickups. This time I've got Silent Voice, One Punch Man, and of course, more Sailor Moon stuff, and a lot more. Let's get started. As you can see, I got a lot of them, so let's get started so we don't waste any time. First up is My Hero Academia Volume 2. The most I can say about it right now is that it's a really solid shonen series. If you're a fan of superheroes like me, I would highly recommend it. The women in this manga, I must say, are really, really good. There's some fan service, but overall, I mean, just the quality of writing is amazing. Shonen has come a very long way since Naruto, that's for sure. But I mostly read this for All Might, the character of All Might, that is. He's just absolutely fantastic, and I don't know, I would recommend it. Next up is Nana. If you've seen my video on Nana, if not, I'm actually going to put an annotation right here. I found this in a Goodwill in a kids section, and I actually just bought it just because I knew it was going to pop right back in there, even if I talked to a manager about it. Overall, though, I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm actually looking to read more of it. It's really classic shoujo. It's awesome. Next up is Noragami Volume 8. Oh boy. This volume suffered a little bit of what I like to call Amazon syndrome. You can see right there, that little nick on the top corner. Oh, it's so sad. But you know what? A manga volume is a manga volume, and I care more about what's inside of it than how damaged it is. And yeah, this volume is really, really great. I've been collecting Noragami mostly because they've been going on sale like crazy on Amazon, and they've been releasing these volumes once a month. So yeah, good job. I mean, I think Kodansha did this. Yeah, Kodansha's really, really good about releasing stuff in a timely fashion. So yeah, I would highly recommend Noragami as well. One Piece 76. Well, if you've seen my channel, or really, I don't know, any of my videos where I talk about manga, you know I like One Piece. It's awesome. This is still, I'd say, kind of like middle of the Dressrosa arc. I don't think we leave the Dressrosa arc until volume 79 or 80. And if you don't like Dressrosa, skip it. But if you do, you get it. It's just another Dressrosa volume. One Punch Man, Volume 3. If you haven't seen the anime of One Punch Man, please check it out. Just watch the first episode alone, because the quality of animation in the first episode is so insane. I noticed in later episodes it kind of dips a bit, though. But yeah, just another volume, One Punch Man. It's really, really, really good stuff. If you're a shonen fan and you're not reading One Punch Man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's some of the best stuff out there. It began as a webcomic, and this is actually not so this isn't the original comic. This is a redone manga version of it, and it's absolutely fantastic. I really, really am enjoying it. Next is Puella Magi Tart Magica. This is a what-if manga. What if Joan of Arc was a magical girl set in the Monica universe? If you have seen Monica, Joan of Arc is in Monica. She's in like one scene, so I would highly recommend that you go see the original series before checking this out, because they really, really expect you to have read the original series before going into this, because, oh man, they are not light on spoilers in this. It's kind of a weird sort of manga, because it takes very, very good care in making sure that the reader knows what actually happened in history, and then kind of presents you the revised Magical Girl edition, which I think is pretty cool, but at the same time, it is really distracting when you read like a chapter of like action and dialogue and adventure, and then you're stuck with like 5 paragraphs of history. But overall, I really do enjoy it, and the characters are a lot of fun. The only problem is the third volume is nowhere in sight. I think that the third volume hasn't even come out in Japan yet, so I'm really disappointed about that, considering I'm actually reading these physically. I'm not reading the digital scan-lated version, because I really want to experience this in a physical format. Next up is Sailor V, the super awesome special edition. I don't know what they're called anymore. But I took another holy pilgrimage, the Kinokuniya, and picked these two up. Originally, I went there to pick up the 9th volume, which is the first half of Stars, but they didn't have them, so I was just like, I'll just pick up my Girl V instead. I haven't even opened these up. You can see they're still in the plastic wrap. But yeah, these are really, really awesome. Obviously, I don't read Japanese, but if you've ever wanted to own, for example, the Sailor Moon art books, this is a really, really nice alternative to doing that, and actually probably cheaper, knowing how much those go for online. Every single color page is in color, and the quality of the art is really good. Yeah, I mean, I would highly recommend these for Sailor Moon fans, but, you know, if you don't read Japanese and you kind of find owning a Japanese book to be unappealing, I totally understand that, but I really, really enjoy these. And speaking of Sailor Moon, I got 4 more volumes. I've been buying about 3 to 4 volumes of Sailor Moon a month of these old editions. I've mentioned in other videos that the reason I'm buying these is because I once actually owned all 18. Actually, correction, I believe I owned all 17 because I took a really good look at this again, and I noticed that the back of the book has the short stories Casablanca Memories. Short story, that is, Casablanca Memories. And I had never read that story before. In fact, the first time I read it was in one of the short story books of the new edition of Sailor Moon. So I'm suspecting that I didn't actually own this volume as a kid, and I might have borrowed it from a friend. But either way, these have been a really cool nostalgic trip for me. And another thing I really like, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but in these editions and the newer editions in the US, a lot of the art has been updated, and I really, really don't like that. I like comics that keep, or rather editions that keep the integrity of the original comic in place. I really, really don't like when they update art, unless it's to, I don't know, clear up a plot hole or something. You know, if, like, I don't know, Sailor Moon's brooch is missing in a scene and you redraw the brooch on, that's fine with me. But, I mean, if you're, like, completely redrawing characters and action sequences, I don't know why, but I find that to be somewhat, I don't know, just odd, and I think distasteful due to the original publication. But, that's just my opinion, and I totally respect those who like the new art. Next up is School Live, or School Live, depending, I don't know, you could say it either way. I like School Live a little better. I really, really like this comic. It's, I don't know, the cover kind of gives away the main twist. I don't really want to talk about it that much, but if you're into, you know, I don't know, anime featuring cute girls or something, you'd really, really like this. The only problem I have of it is that there is a chapter cover in there with the main character in her underwear, and I'm like, she's underage, and I understand that, like, you know, there's some cultural differences in that stuff between here and Japan, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Other than that, though, I absolutely, absolutely adore it, and I'm looking forward to getting more volumes of it. And next up is 7 Deadly Sins, Volume 11. Oh, this is like a sore little spot on my side, because these are actually really cool. They create like this dynamic art that flows across volumes, except this art was actually placed a little higher on this volume than all the rest, so it looks really, really bad on my shelf. Ow. Oh well. I ended up being unlucky with that volume, but again, it's the 7 Deadly Sins. It's one of my favorite modern shonens these days, and I don't know, I'd recommend it if you're really into that stuff. Next up, A Silent Voice. As I've said in other videos about this manga, if you are reading manga, if you're a huge manga fan, and you're not reading A Silent Voice, I have no idea what you're doing. I mean, this, out of any of these that I've talked about, this is the one you should be picking up. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible, and if my plans to become an English teacher go through, you will definitely see this series in my classroom available for my students. It's got a really, really positive, powerful message about the effects of bullying on children. It's so good. I highly, highly recommend this series. And better yet, you know, there's only 7 of them, so it makes owning the series to be really, really inexpensive. Usually at this point, I would talk about some figures that I picked up. Unfortunately, I have a bit of problem with USPS right now. They, like, lost 2 of my packages to the ether, so you'll see those 2 in next month's pickups. Oh well, it happens. And let's go to some American comics, because I like those too. This is Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin run. It stars Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian Wayne as Robin. It's it's the Happy Bats Angry Robin story, as my one friend likes to call it. It's a lot of fun. I like more of the stuff they do in later volumes than in this one, but I picked up volume 1 because it's one of my favorite Batman and Robin runs. And SpiderGwen. I really, really like this. I haven't really talked about it at all on this channel, but I'm actually a Spider-Man fan. I really, really like Spider-Man. So, of course, I had to pick up SpiderGwen. Only problem is, I thought they were going to include her origin story for Spider-Verse. They do not. Please, if you're going to get this volume and you haven't read anything of Spider-Gwen, look into that, because they just jump right into a whole new story. You know, they kind of give a little snippet of her backstory, but it's not enough to satisfy me, and I was really disappointed by that. But other than that, it's a really good volume, and I'm looking forward to more SpiderGwen. Thanks again for watching my video. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Also, please let me know what manga you guys have picked up this month, and any manga that you'd like to see me read. Just as a quick channel update, I just have one more bug to get over now that YouTube has finally restored my account. If you don't know what happened, basically, someone attacked my Sailor Moon Crystal video with bots, and YouTube thought that it was me trying to inflate my views. Obviously this wasn't the case, and fortunately they have revoked their decision, but I still have one tiny bug to get over. So until then, I'm not going to be making long reviews. I'm just going to stick to short little videos like this. So I really, really hope you guys are patient with me as I get through this. And yeah, so please again, let me know what manga you guys have picked up this month. I'd really, really, really like to see. And until next time, this is CJ, signing off.